Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a general reading, okay? So if anyone wants to book a personal reading about their secret or personal matter, please go ahead and follow the description box below, and I will greatly appreciate it. Okay, so again, this will be a general reading, okay? So take only what applies. Don't try to fit it in. If it doesn't sound familiar, okay, please book a personal reading so that you're set on the right and correct path. You don't want anyone losing their way or following the instructions of that, not theirs, okay? Of that not pertaining to them. So everyone, thank you so much for comments, and your subscribes. I really appreciate it, the vulnerability. I love seeing all intellects of everyone who comments. It's very intriguing. It does motivate me to make certain videos, although not right away. I love what everyone has to say and how they think. It's interesting. I love it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Again, I suggest open comments in the comments below. Sometimes the Morph team or others will see your comment and reply. I love that. I love that we can be, in conversation mode with everyone around us, because we're all undergoing somewhat of the same things, aren't we? And so that's awesome to see that help there, the woman empowerment, the men guiding and helping the woman, and vice versa. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for being patient with your personal readings. We will get to it as soon as possible. Thank you for being patient according to your due date and delivery time. Everyone, without further ado, let's get right into the divine masculine, okay? And see what's going on with him in his current energy. Ready? The Nine of Wands. Someone's impatient himself. Someone is trying to get trying to get busy, trying to get to his goal, okay? This Nine of Wands talks about resilience, okay? It talks about impatientness. It can talk about being a little hasty, as they're a little impatient as well, standing at this window waiting for someone to come home, or waiting to hear from someone, or being a little antsy and just waiting. There's a lot of divine masculines out here that are also in this situation, of which, the majority that speaks up of the divine feminine. So there's a lot of divine masculines right now who feel just as though the divine feminines do. And this is them. This is them waiting impatiently for someone to call. Okay, and they may be like, you don't have to call. It's okay, girl. Cause I ain't gonna be right tonight. Something like that. So this is how that feels. And they're just wanting to be hasty. The divine feminine had this energy too, of where they're almost competing against time. In a sense, but they're being patient, but they're about to burst, it seems. That kind of energy. It's like, okay, I'm not going to stop trying to get what I need to get. I'm not going to stop trying to do. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to sit down. I need this, and I need this kind of now. So if you can just hurry your way, if this can hurry up, if this can budge, kind of energy. Let's see what else we got here. Three of Wands, okay? So a lot of overseas looking, a lot of looking over yonder, a lot of wondering if the grass is greener on the other side. I get a feeling that even though we don't see people here, we know that the divine masculine is crowded by people, and if not, it's just because they admire a group of people in their life or in their lesson plans, okay? And I admire that, and you should too. The divine feminine should be there, but I get that there are people behind him whispering in his ear, telling them to take a risk. And this is him, like, is he going to take that risk? But he's getting impatient, and he's getting, let's say, determined. These are both wands. He's getting very passionate. He's already passionate, but he's getting very antsy, like it's a positive, more of a positive aspect. For some of them, I'll take back the impatience or what have you, maybe not. But it's a sense of like wonder. It's a sense of like, oh, I'm ready to go. I want to do this. But obviously, the divine guiding him in a different kind of pace in which you're not. So there's still a few things here that he needs to learn. There's something that he needs to do for them. And it may not be what you expect. Of course, if some of them need to get a divorce, I wouldn't go ahead and say need to get a divorce. That's not a need. That's something that will happen. Okay? So in due time. But what needs to be done is something very important that lies deep within, is what I'm understanding. Okay, maybe the passion needs to be 100% anchored or 100% grasped here. okay, or put in 100% overdrive, because again, he's liable to go outside that window. He can jump out the window. It could be only the same floor. He could just go around and go outside and go, instead of sit back and wait, think, ponder, act as if he can't get, you know what I'm saying, but keep going, you know. So there's a major blockage on the 3D and the 5D here for the divine masculine. So it's not just about the 3D and getting a divorce. There's something else here that he needs to do, even that he's here on top of the world. And this 3 of Wands is talking about an established man. So we know what establishment is. So this guy, you know, he could be looking at his family, tucking his kids into bed, for an example, for those who have family and kids, and for those whose divine masculines do, or some sort of company, and just like, you know, I have to go away for a while, or I have to go make sure I go to work, or I have to make sure that this part of my life is situated in the way that need be, instead of being out all up and in the air. I get a feeling that this divine masculine is someone of great, what do I say, organization. You know, it's affordable with this, you know, with this established man. He'd say, you know, there is chaos in life, but I have to make sure that the chaos is affordable, kind of thing. And so, you know, with the family and all that he brings, because in both situations, this one describes a, you know, some sort of established man. And this is someone in a home, or this is someone who's already got multiple things and is trying to make sure that the rest can be tamed or put where it needs to be in life. And I don't believe he's trying to tame you, divine feminines. Obviously, he's not around to know how sporadic and crazy we are at some times right now, but especially right now, right? Divine feminines for some of us. But it's more so that, you know, like for me, I like to say that if I have a world of X's, or if you walk into my grocery store, this is kind of how I imagine my certainty and my organization in life with people. You walk into my grocery store, and as far as it goes, a metaphor, right? Because you don't put people on shelves. If you walk into my grocery store, everything is like bottles. I mean, it's a lot, it's high, and it's like everything is situated. And I like to compare that to any people in my life. Everybody knows their place. Everybody's, you know, da 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 da. Even the kids area is all situated and sorted out. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like he's in that sort of OCD, not in a negative way, right? Of just like wanting to make sure that everything is in place. So right now he's coming to the divine feminine to make sure that he can have certain things, or have what he feels for you, and get a hold on that, tame that. You know what I'm saying? We have the 3 of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy now. And it seems, you know, that there's been, you know, lies where he is. There's been deceit. There's been brokenhearted. There's been a broken heart here. So it's safe to say that where he's going, where he's coming from, and where he is right now are all factors weighing in on him about, you know, mostly reflecting him. I think they're his true reflection here of how, you know, what he's done in his life, where he's acted sporadically, or where he's just jumped out and gone without thinking, without planning, without being established, where it left him. This is a scar. This is a permanent scar that he has with him right now. So he's one of those less fortunate bunches who are needing some sort of revelation, some sort of reminder, a sweet reminder, some love, some passionate flair, you know, and that's what he's out to seek. But he has to remember this and all of those that he did hurt along with this journey that he's going to take again. The Death card, Scorpio energy, so water energy. And now, you know, he has to know that, look, from this, it can't be the same. That's why I'm waiting. That's why I'm being patient. That's why I'm busting my ass, getting bruised, losing sleep, hitting things all night and day, by accident, running into things, scraping my arm. I mean, whatever he's doing, that he's trying to get to you, trying to get to his salvation and situate his grocery store, organize his life here, get common ground and get some security, leaves him up in the air sometimes though still, because all he has to remember from when he went to do this once before, or twice before, 3 times before, that it ended in catastrophe, it ended in defeat, it ended in him hurting himself, his family, and his partner, this divine feminine that he's trying to understand what the connection means. He's trying to understand this by situating things in his life. Remember, there's 3D and 5D aspects that need to be trained, that need to be kept safe, well kept, organized. Here we have this death card here, Scorpio, that talks about transformation. And the deeper you go about this death card, the more you feel. The number 13, if that means anything to you, or 1, or the number 3, it's like, you know, it's a person of some sort who is established, right? With this 3 of Wands, someone who is established, Scorpios, right? But we know in order to shapeshift, in order to live on, in order for human growth and development, we need to bring transformation to the table. And this man could have Scorpio in his chart. He could be a Scorpio, regardless. You know, we have signs here. Everyone is here, okay? It talks about transformation, taking on all of the pain and sorrow that you have caused yourself, your family, your loved ones, everyone that you've met that's involved in this salvation, in this change that the divine has led you to be in. Okay, this is taking on all of that pain and sorrow, that hurt and defeat from everyone here. And moving forward, because you have to get rid of everything, traditional views, past ways of doing things, any blockages, any negative thoughts from behind, and just moving forward, because this is something that will keep you behind. Remember, this was not even there at one point. It was a destiny, or it was a fate, supposedly, to have this from all of that negative and that karma. Now that this is actually physically here, before you created this, now this is here. This is a major block that the divine masculine thinks about. Why he has people in his ear to tell him to take a risk. I think a lot of the divine masculines only have one person there to tell them to take a risk, and it's probably a family friend of yours, or someone that you know. A lot of you may not even know that. This may be someone that you may get along with in the future, someone that the family does not know, someone that they met somewhere that was fated for them to meet this person who's telling them to take a risk, someone who may know you. Some of you may need to be open to that, but you may not openly communicate with them. You know what I mean? But they have your best interest. This is one of the angels in the twin flame journey that come out and help to seek help here. You know, there's a movie called, you know, like I was just saying. So there's someone here. I know this card represents, so there's 2 different people. Ooh, and then the justice. So the scales balance. There's some people in his life, again, that are telling him bad-mouthing things that he shouldn't believe in. And look, he doesn't believe here with the 2 of Swords. And then there's the 7 of Swords here, where there's somebody telling him where to go as well. I would like to say, because the justice card is here, is think about this as someone who, you know, is going to do what they want to do, but there are people behind their ears nonetheless telling them what to do. One I think of which is more positive. I know this card talks about leaving some sort of bossy area, a military camp, people who just tell you what to do, and he leaves still with a lot of burdens and etc. But think about it like this. We have the 2 of Swords here, where someone is emotionally detached and is not listening to what any of those lovers or family and friends are saying, because they know that it's not the right thing to listen to. It's not the right thing to say. They want to break tradition. They want to follow their heart. They want to follow their destiny and their path. Okay, the justice, Libra, it will balance here for what he's trying to do, because everybody has a right to find their own salvation, hear the gospel, and go in that path of which they know everlasting, not just forever. So the 7 of Swords is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius card about someone telling them what to do. And I think that's the person who has the journey's best interest at heart. This is probably someone who's very upbeat. They could do face painting. This guy or girl who talks to them, there's somebody who does face painting for a living. Or they could be married as well to an opposite race. Okay, these are some clues. They could be married to an opposite race of theirs. They could do like face painting. They can do vendors. They could be a vendor. They could do parties, wedding planning, something of that sort of kind of nature. They could juggle. Hell, they could play. They could be a musician. All right, and they could be married to the opposite gender or sex. Okay, that's someone that's there helping them, that's providing and helping them, and this is someone that they look up to, and they always have. So when they took some sort of honesty, a vow to talk to this person, they they confide in this person finally about you in this situation. they trusted them enough to tell them. So now this person's advice happens to be one of the most crucial, one of the best advice, and that's about the divine mask. That's about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Okay, he's telling them to break this silence. He's showing him, all of the if, ands, and